Hello sewing friends, today we're sewing the Rowley shorts, a sporty athletic shorts pattern designed for both comfort and style. I'm making the 3-inch inseam version with an outside drawstring using cozy sweatshirt fabric for the main, linen for the bias binding, 1.5-inch elastic, and even a shoelace for the drawstring for a casual finish. This pattern is available in sizes 0 to 32. I have sewn the smallest size for my 25-inch waist and 34-inch hip measurements. Before we dive in, let's take a look at the pattern pieces so you know exactly what's going on. Piece 1 is the pocket, which creates that clean hidden pocket detail. Piece 2 is the front leg, paired with piece 3, the front leg trim, for that sporty binding finish. Along the side, we have piece 4, the side inset trim, and piece 5, the side inset itself. That's what gives these shorts their signature athletic look. On the back, piece 6 is the back leg trim, and you'll choose between 7A for a standard fit or 7B for a fuller bum. Finally, piece 8 and 9 are your front and back waistbands, which come together with elastic and your drawstring for a comfortable, customizable fit. This pattern is rated Advanced Beginner. It's really thoughtfully designed with great details. Let's get started. We're going to begin by preparing our bias strip pieces. For each bias strip piece, you have pattern pieces: the front leg trim, the back leg trim, and the side inset trim. Each of these pieces will be cut 45 degrees to the selvage edge. So instead of cutting them on the straight grain as we did for the remaining pattern pieces, cut them at a 45-degree angle. You should have 2 front leg trim pieces, 1 side inset trim piece, and 2 back leg trim pieces. Now to turn these pieces into bias tape. Fold your strip in half lengthwise, wrong sides together, to create a memory crease along the center. Once you've pressed that in place, we'll open out that fold and press each of our long raw edges to the wrong side once again, this time to the center, so that the raw edges touch at the line you pre-pressed earlier. Now that you have both long edges pressed toward your center crease, you can refold it along your original crease line and press again all the way across. Repeat for each strip. Alternatively, instead of making the bias tape on your own, you could use store-bought bias tape, 1/2-inch double fold bias tape. And for the pattern, you'll simply cut your bias tape to the length of each pattern piece. Now for one mirrored set of pockets, we're going to trim along the line indicated on the pattern piece. Retransfer the notches onto the new cut pieces. With the wrong side of your trimmed pocket piece facing the wrong side of its corresponding front leg piece, pin along the side edge aligning your notches. Repeat for both trimmed pockets to attach them to their corresponding front leg piece. Baste along the side seams with an 1/8-inch seam allowance. Take your front leg binding piece and sandwich the side and bottom edges of your front pant piece within the center fold. Pin in place all the way along. At the bottommost curve, you can apply some steam from your iron so that the bias tape lays flat. Then we'll edge stitch along our trim, making sure that we're catching the opposite fold of the bias tape on the other side. Repeat to bind the side and bottom edges of both front leg pieces. Once you've bound the front leg, compare your finished product to your pattern piece. Make sure that the inseam and the waistline have not been distorted by the application of the bias tape. Trim if necessary. Then remark your notches along the side with chalk. Repeat for both front leg pieces. We're going to bind the bottom edges of the side inset piece in the same way as we did for the front pant piece. I'm going to cut my side inset trim in half and enclose the bottom raw edges of the side inset in between the bias tape. Pin in place. Edge stitch in place, making sure that you're catching the front and back folded top edges. Now I'm going to use chalk to mark the 1/2 inch seam allowance along both sides of both side inset pieces. Also, remark the notches in chalk within the seam allowances. Place one of the remaining untrimmed pocket pieces right sides together with the side inset piece, aligning the notches and pin in place. Sew at a 1/4 inch seam allowance and repeat for both remaining pockets to their side inset piece. If your fabric does fray, finish the entire side edge. Then we'll flip our pocket over and on top of its seam allowance and give that seam a press. Understitch from top to bottom of the pocket with an 1/8 inch seam allowance, again repeating for both sets. Once again, if your fabric does fray, you're going to finish the entire back length of the side inset pieces. Place the wrong side of the front pant piece onto the right side of the side inset piece. Make sure that the edge of your bias tape aligns with the lines that you drew onto the inset piece, as well as aligning the notches. Pin in place. Edge stitch along the binding from the top raw edge to the first notch, backstitching to secure. Then start sewing again at the next notch, again backstitching to secure to the bottom of the side inset piece, backstitch to secure. Repeat for both mirrored sets. Now flip the front short and side inset to the wrong side, and with the pocket pieces right sides together, pin along the outer curve. Sew from the top of the pocket to the seam with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. If your fabric frays, finish the raw edges. Then with your pocket laying on top of the front piece, we'll baste in place along the top edge, repeating for both sets. Apply the back shorts bias tape pieces to the back shorts in the same exact way as we did for the front shorts earlier. And just as you did for the front pieces, trim away any excess fabric from the inseam and the waistline edge if there's any discrepancy after the binding. Then remark that bottom notch. Here's my front short piece and the side inset once again. And we're going to attach the corresponding back short piece. Place the wrong side of the back short piece onto the right side of the side inset, making sure that the edge of the binding aligns with the line that we drew onto the inset. Pin in place. Then we'll edge stitch along the bias tape once again, this time from the top raw edge to the bottom of the inset, backstitching at both ends to secure. Repeat for both mirrored sets. Place the front and back short pieces right sides together along the inseam and pin in place. Sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Trim the front leg seam allowance only in half. If your fabric frays, finish the back leg seam allowance. Then we're going to fold that back leg seam allowance over the front leg seam allowance. And from the right side of the garment, we're going to top stitch in place, catching the finished edge. Repeat for both sets. With one short set wrong side out and the other right side out, place them right sides together. Align the crotch curve and pin in place. Sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, finish the raw edges if needed, and press to one side. Here's my front waistband piece, and I'm going to sew the buttonholes for the drawstring. On the back of this piece, I'm going to apply interfacing where the buttonholes will be sewn. Now I'll sew my buttonholes in place at the markings. Open up your buttonholes. Place the front and back waistband pieces right sides together along the side seams and pin in place. Sew both seams with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Once these seams are sewn, trim the seam allowances in half and press them open. Fold your waistband in half wrong sides together. And give that a press. Optionally, you can baste along the bottom raw edges all the way around, leaving the 3 inch gap near the center back. Before we attach the waistband to the top of the shorts, you need to decide if you want your drawstring to come out at the front of the short or inside of the shorts. If you want the drawstring to come out on the inside of the shorts, you'll place and pin the waistband raw edges even all the way around so that the buttonholes face you. And if you'd like the drawstring to come out the front of the shorts, you'll place the waistband raw edges even and pin all the way around with the buttonholes facing the shorts. Pin all the way around, aligning the notches. The side seam of the waistband will align with the notch at the side of the shorts. Sew the waistband to the top of the shorts with a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around, leaving that same gap in the back waistband as we did when we basted. I've cut a length of 1.5 inch wide elastic to the length prescribed in the pattern instructions for my size. Now I'll secure one end and I'll lace it through the opening in my waistband. Once your elastic is laced all the way through, make sure that the elastic is not twisted on the inside. Then you can overlap the short edges of the elastic by 1/2 inch. Sew a zigzag stitch to secure. Pull the elastic entirely inside the waistband. Then we can sew closed the opening in our stitches. And if your fabric frays, finish the raw edges all the way around the waistband. We're going to top stitch the waistband twice all the way around. The first row of top stitching will be a 1/2 inch away from the finished edge, and the second row of top stitching will be a 1/2 inch away from the main waistband seam. Before you start top stitching, stretch out your elastic and mark the quarter points at the side seams and the center front and center back. This will help maintain an even distribution of the elastic on the inside. Pin those quarter points in place. We're going to sew both rounds of top stitching with a zigzag stitch 3 millimeters wide and 2 millimeters long. Stretching your elastic as you sew from point to point. For my drawstring, I'm using a shoelace. I'm going to draw it through one buttonhole and out the other. To help keep the drawstring inside the waistband, I'm going to knot both ends. Refer to the pattern instructions for alternative ways to finish your drawstring so that it stays inside the waistband. And now the shorts are complete. Thank you so much for watching. You can find the Rowley Shorts pattern download at the link in the description. Make sure you comment below if you have any questions and let me know your thoughts on the pattern and the video. See you next time for another sewing tutorial.